Joe DioGuardi with us, former Congressman, CPA, author of Unaccountable Congress. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning.
Joe, we haven't done, for my listeners, just one more comment. We haven't done our Skype video simulcast for a while. We're getting ready to start that again, and we're going to be talking to all of our hosts that join us from around the country. But whenever we used to join, that Joe joined us, people don't know this, only the people that were online with us, was you should see his office. I mean, it looks like the Library of Congress. And he just, constantly educating yourself and constantly research, Joe, you amaze me. And I truly and sincerely mean that.
Thank you very much. You have to keep informed, especially if you want to hold yourself out as an expert on something. And when you do carry a professional label like a certified public accountant, God forbid you get one thing wrong. They're right on you. And the people who then don't want to do the right thing will then attack you and not the message. And you see that's being done in politics all the time. There are many good people out there with good messages, but the easy way to knock off a good message is to knock off the messenger. And that's what's really wrong with politics today. But you're right. You got to keep informed. And what I'm trying to do is keep other accountants informed about how they can play a good role as a concerned citizen, as an informed citizen, in waking up the rest of America. Because Main Street is so concerned with so many other things, jobs, families, educational costs, you name it. People are being worn down every day by the lack of funding on different things and the lack of money that comes into the family, the fact that even retirees today are insecure because the interest rates have been so low. That may be good for the economy in some ways, but it's not good for security as you get older. There's so many concerns. So I have to kind of cut through those daily things and say, well, here I am, 22 years in the accounting profession, 4 years in Congress, and now 20 years plus as a public advocate for something called fiscal responsibility. I'm an accountant, and what I'm saying is we can easily account for what we're doing in government by using the rules that the private sector uses, as you said before, because those rules are enforced by a government agency called the Securities and Exchange Commission. Why are they there? And I said this yesterday. They're there because we felt it was good social policy to protect shareholders from fraud, to help those shareholders protect their assets within the corporations they are investing in. You do that by having a good set of books, by having the accounting principles developed for 100 years by the accounting profession, one of the most revered in America and maybe the world, and then you bring in outside auditors besides to make sure that management has not fudged the numbers. And I'm trying to get them back to reality. This is what it is. But you get this kind of stuff like, we're hearing this from the CBO, the GAO, the Treasury, OMB, and I'm saying, fine, there's a place for that in politics. You need to know that stuff. But what you need to also know is there are a set of rules that will tell you the truth about what you're really spending here, because you're seeing it piece by piece, depending upon what committee you're on, what special interest you have, what issues got you elected. But there's a bigger picture. It's called the United States of America as an economic entity. And that economic entity has a bottom line, and we really don't know what it is because we're not using the accounting system that's been tested by the accounting profession, endorsed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, but yet Congress refuses.
Again, for the average person, not only is it, this is what has been accepted and understood for responsible and effective and accountable management in the private sector of companies and operations. Why would the government not be held to the same standard? And if you went and talked to the average person that way, they would go, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. For people who don't understand all the different concepts and details and components you're talking about, the other side of it is that, the phrase, well, you can't make an informed decision if you're not informed. Okay, well, you can't be informed unless you got the books right. And the books have to have it all. I mean, here we are. We've had some business meetings this week. I can't imagine sitting down and going, Mark and I, Megan, our staff, and all the people going, oh, okay, well, we're going to get this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, without somebody first putting in front of us, well, wait a second, you got to see if you got the revenue. You got to see if you got the cash flow. You got to see if you got the money in the bank. I mean, that's just ridiculous to think. Absolutely. You know what I mean? But that's what we do, right? We do.
You're right.
We are so, as you say, we are so engulfed in Washington in policy instead of first we need to have the books in front of us so that we can make the correct decisions on policy. Right?
Absolutely.